Alright, so this is going to be a quick review of the new metal Casioak utility series that I just got in the mail. This thing was announced back in February of 2023, and I've been waiting for it to come to the US. This is the GM2100C-5A. This is the tan cloth version with the black dial and the silver bezel, and in my opinion this is the best looking version of the three version series that they just released. Let's go ahead and zoom in real quick so you can see the dial. Here we go. It says right here Gshock. It is all metal, and here you can press the little light to see the backlight. By default, it only stays on for about 1 second, 1 point something second. And yeah, so as you can see here, the indices are pretty deeply inset there, and they give it a very nice 3D look. You got the date on the left side, and you have the digital display on the side there. It's got a daylight savings setting, and you got the second counter. You can change the mode. Actually, here, hit adjust here to show the city that it's on, and press start to change the display there from the date to the hour and minutes. Obviously the seconds at the bottom don't change. Let me go ahead and zoom out so you can see the full watch here, and let's go ahead and compare it to my other watches. This is my other Gshock, metal Gshock. As you can see, the other guy is much larger. Here we go. This one's solar, and I haven't used it for a while, so it is dead. Let's go ahead and zoom in to see the details between these two guys. So here's this is called the the one on the right is the GSTB400-1A. They're pretty similar. Let me go ahead and take it out of the little holder here so we can see it on the same plane. All right, so you can see both of them side by side. This one's got a pretty nice dial, but it's a lot larger, and the indices are kind of dark metal, so they are not as legible as you can see here versus the new Casioak on the left. The silver on a black dial is just amazingly legible, and it's very very shiny, you know, compared to this guy. This guy's a little bit more understated, but because of that, it is a little harder to see the hours on the one on the right. But yeah, it's larger, so you can see on the side here the comparison between these two guys. Let's go ahead and zoom out real quick. Here we go. So you can see that a little bit better. On the side, this one, the one on the left, has a cloth band versus the resin band on the right. I like both of them. This guy on the right tends to be larger. I like these buttons on the right more than the ones on the left, but you know, different watches, different series. On this side, it's about the same. Here's how they look from the top. Yeah, so let's look at the back. This is the new Casioak. Right here, see all the different engravings. Case made in Thailand, GM2100C, the one on the right, the GST, which is the first metal Casio Gshock. This is a Tough Solar series, Japan movement. The case is made in China. Wow, interesting. I never noticed that before. So case made in Thailand, movement in Japan, versus case made in China with the Japanese movement on this guy. This guy on the right is solar and has Bluetooth. Okay, there we go. Carbon core guard. As you can see, I have to kind of hold this strap open, but I really like this strap. You see the texture on the side and the inside. Very nice. And let's go ahead and put them on my wrist so you can see. Hold on. So this is what the GST400-1A looks like. I love this retaining ring here, and it fits very snug. It's got a nice clip here, and it's very solid. Fortunately, I don't have power on this thing, so I can't press the light on or anything like that, but the operations are pretty much the same. You got your mode on the top, on the bottom left, adjust on the bottom top left, light on the top right, and the search button or the start button on the other side on the bottom right. You have your alarm, you know, the various modes on this guy. This little wheel right here shows you the various levels of the batteries and things like that, and the different modes. So it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and try the other guy on. Let's take one last look here. All right. So I decided to put this guy, the new Casioak, on my right hand so I can do a side-by-side comparison with the other Gshock. But as you can see, it looks really nice. It's a little tight on my right hand, but you can see the cloth strap here, the retaining rings on here. These are a little janky, and I would like them to be a little bit more substantial, more solid, more of a solid link here. But with this design, you can slide them around like this, right? So, you know, well, it's made for this look. So as you can see, let's move this guy up a little bit so that it this side doesn't stick out too much. You got this little plastic clip here that goes into the watch. It allows you to switch out the band to any 20mm band that you like. So compared to this guy, this band is 22mm, and it tapers down to 20mm on this side. And you see the hole is a lot larger than this guy. This is 20mm all the way around. And so yeah, let's go ahead and turn the light. Here's the light. Okay, it's let's zoom in a little bit. Here we go. You can see the dial, and you can see the backlight right there. It disappears real quickly, but you can adjust that to stay on a little bit longer. By default, it stays on for 1 second. It's good enough for you to kind of see the time, but yeah, you can change that to about 3 seconds. And if you don't like to see the time, you can press on the start button right here to change it to the date. The second stays the same. This here is a positive display versus this guy here. You see how it's dark right there. That you see the little LED right there popping up. That's a negative display. Negative is not as ideal as a positive display, and so this is my first Gshock that has it, and I'm excited for it. It's much easier to see, as you can see. Let's zoom out. Here we go, and let's change some of the modes here. you can press adjust to show the location where you're at, and you can press and hold to set the clock, the watch. You press this button to change the mode. This is the world time. I have it set on Dubai right now because I'm going to be traveling to that area pretty soon. And you see stopwatch, timer, alarm, and back to time. All right, let's do a quick comparison to another watch I have. Okay, so we have both of the G-Shocks here. I am going to compare it, this guy here, my new watch, my new G-Shock, to my daily driver, which is my Tissot PRS516. This is an automatic watch versus these two guys are quartz. What that means is that this guy has a true mechanical engine inside, while these guys have an electronic base quartz engine, which is more accurate, obviously, but they rely on batteries to run. So this guy has about a 3-year battery, provided you don't use the the light too often, which I tend to. And then after that, you have to open up the case to change the battery, just like any regular watch, quartz watch. This guy is a little bit of a modification of the quartz. It has a battery inside as well, but it is charged using solar or regular light. As you can see, it's complaining about charging right now, so it's not functioning right now. But if you have enough charge on it, I think the battery would last about a month or so on a full solar charge. But yeah, and this guy has Bluetooth as well. That allows it to sync to your watch to get the most accurate time. So you never have to change, manually set it if you don't want to do that. This guy does not have Bluetooth or solar, but a lot of people like this better than something like this. And to be honest, the Bluetooth, yeah, I'm not too crazy about that feature, but two separate, two very different look. This one tends to be a little bit more dressy while being sporty, casual. This guy is very technical looking, which I tend to like, and very sporty. Not so much dressy, but two different, very closely related watches, but different usage. Okay, now let's go to the daily driver that I've been using for a very long time, my Tissot PRS516, just to give you an idea. Here's what I mean by a mechanical watch. It has an automatic engine behind that. You see that little the spring that's ticking away. That's what's actually driving the watch. It needs no battery. It's using the movement of your hand to, let's take this guy out here real quick. Yeah, it's using the movement of your hand to charge the watch. You see that little disc right there? It's called a rotor, automatic rotor. As you moving around, this guy is moving around to it uses that kinetic energy to charge the spring inside the watch, and that spring slowly releases energy to drive that that dial, that spring thing right there. I forgot what it was called. I should know. I'm a watch enthusiast, so but it's late. But yeah, this guy's got a sapphire back and a front, while these guys, they're lower cost, so they have a mineral crystal. but because they are designed by Casio and they're part of the Gshock family, they are fairly protected. I really think they should use, Casio should use the sapphire crystal in here, but I don't know why they don't. They have a specially formulated mineral in here, so it's not a typical watch mineral. So it's a little tougher, I think. But that's that. And here's your Gshock. Okay, so here's a quick comparison between the metal Casioak with my dress shirt on. Usually you wear it as something like this, where the fabric band doesn't quite fit with a dressy look, but the dial, oh man, the watch fits very, very well with a dressy look when you're going to a board meeting or going for a job interview. Looks very nice. And you can pull it back a little bit, and you can see how it looks on a without any sort of cover on a sporty when you're just out and about and you want to have a sporty look. This is how it looks. Here's how the other Gshock fits. As you can see, on a dressy shirt, it doesn't quite look like a match. It's too technical for a dressy look, but you pull back the sleeves, and you can see, it's for a casual, fun, technical look. Works very well. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my PRS516 so you can see the comparison between this guy and the new Casioak. All right. So here's my PRS516 on my wrist. This guy is still actually quite sporty, but it's an all-around good look with anything you wear. You peel back the shirt sleeves, you can see it's when you're driving around, whatnot, it looks fine. It fits all kinds of looks right here. Usually you would wear it, kind of half covered like that. Looks very nice. Versus this guy, I think this guy's looks even better, even more dressy, while still having that technical, sporty look. And peeling back the sleeves a little bit, let me unbutton here. So you can see it's a still very casual look if you want it to be. Again, here it is with the shirt sleeve. Let's go ahead and zoom out real quick. There we go. There we go. You have your shirt sleeve. It's a little bit big because I unbutton it right here. But yeah. Looks very nice. Versus this guy. All right. There we go. Zoom in versus this zoom in look. I like this. This is nice. Maybe it's my latest watch and I'm just, I have this thing where I like the latest and greatest shiny thing, and this is all of those things. But yeah, I think it's worth the purchase. So as you can see, here's how the new Casioak look on the left wrist here. And if you peel off the sleeve, this is what it's going to look like on the wrist without any dress shirts and things like that. Okay. Here's the other Casioak, and here's the PRS516. Let's go ahead and zoom in real quick. Take a look at those guys there. Okay. And this guy, I'm going to go ahead and put up a picture of my previous GM21, I forgot what the model was, but it is a midnight fog version of this watch, and it looks really nice too. But it was a little too pink / purple for me, so I went with this guy. I think I made a pretty good choice. I'm liking this one. Okay, so here's how the watch looks on a Chinese NATO strap. I got a gray and black NATO strap. It fits with the connectors here and the black dial of the watch. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Here's the original fabric strap for comparison compared to this guy. Yeah, I think it looks nice, but the thing with the Chinese strap is that, as you can see, it is very thin. Let's see here, versus you can see here the thinness of the Chinese NATO strap. It's like half the thickness of the Casio fabric strap. But here's how it fits in the back. I just take out the fabric strap, so it's got a double layer here, so it feels more substantial where if it meets your wrist, but the rest of it is a little, a little janky. But it's lighter. I would prefer that I have this NATO strap in this kind of thickness, but I'm sure I can go on AliExpress or Amazon and buy some replacement straps that are of this level of quality. You can see the difference in the holes and things. I've had these NATO straps before. They look nice, but after a few uses, I think they're not gonna last. These are gonna last for a while. So yeah, that's a quick look at the NATO straps that came with the Casio, with the watch, and the modified strap that I just got. I think this one works pretty well. I think I'm gonna, maybe I'll keep it on for a little bit. Let's see it on the wrist again. And here it is. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good, compared to the default strap on this side. Pretty cool. Light, matches the color scheme of the watch. Yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and test the lume real quickly. Okay, so I've turned off my backlight here a little bit. We have the typical lighting in the background in my little kitchen studio here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my little UV light here to charge each one of these watches. So first guy is going to be the PRS516. I'm just going to focus on the dial here. Actually the hour and the minute hand, and a little bit on the dial too. So as you can see, it glows pretty well on UV light, but without it, you can see it's got a little bit of a glow. And then this guy over here, without UV light, you can see it, the glow. The lume is very strong, much stronger than the one on the right here. Let's move it a little closer. You can still see it is glowing pretty well with the kitchen light in the back of me here. And then we have the Casioak. Here we go. Just a little bit of charge, and you can see it glows pretty well. You can clearly see that green glow right there. Okay, compared to this guy, just a little bit of a charge. You can see the green glow right there. let's go ahead and turn off the light real quick. Hold on. Okay, I got all the main lights turned off except my UV light here. Let's go ahead and charge this PRS516 a little bit with UV, and let's see how much it glows. There you go. You can see the glow on the dial, on the indices and the hands. Alright, let's leave that. This guy's still glowing from when I previously charged it here. Just a little bit of charge and you see how strongly it glows. You can see the bleed of the light on the dial right there very clearly. Very strong. The G-Shocks always have good glow, good lume, but I wish that the indices around the edge are also lume. I'm probably going to open this and put some glow-in-the-dark paint on them, but well, you can see the reds kind of glow under the UV light also. Glows orange. Pretty cool. But yeah, here's how it looks. Okay. Now to the new Gshock. Here it is. It's still glowing from the previous charge. I'm going to charge it real quick. And as you can see, the indices are also not lumed, but it is quite bright. And you can still see the PRS516, the lume is still quite cool. It is aqua instead of green, which I prefer. That's why I love this guy. No battery needed. You can wear it you know, once every 3 days. It's got a 80-hour reserve, but it's pretty awesome. Let's put it under the UV light a little bit more, and here you go. And if that's not bright enough, you press the light button, you can see the backlight. Much easier to see. It's only 1 second, but and it's nice that it dims down too, but you can adjust it to 3 seconds. Again, these two guys side by side. The lume is pretty strong. Probably would last a couple hours with just a quick few second charge on the UV light. But yeah, you don't even need a UV light for this. You can just, you know, take it out in the sun, and it's going to charge these hands just the same. Alright, that concludes the quick review video. I hope you like these watches, and if you like, there's a link in the description to purchase them. This guy as well as this guy. Thank you very much for watching.